Hello everyone, welcome to the English File Beginner A1 level webinar lesson. Today's our webinar lesson's theme is constructions. There is, there are, and indefinite articles a, an, indefinite pronouns, some, any. In today's lesson we'll talk about grammar, make sentences, and do practice. Let's begin. We use there is, there are to say that somebody or something exists. We use there is, a singular noun, and there are plus plural nouns. There is often contracted to there's, and there are is not usually contracted. When we talk a list of things, we use there is if the first word in the list is singular, and there are if the first word in the list is plural. For example, in my bedroom there is a bed, 2 chairs, and a desk. In the living room there are 2 armchairs and a sofa. Articles a, an, and the indefinite pronouns some and any. We often use there is, there are with indefinite articles a, an, some, indefinite pronouns, and any. We use some and any with plural nouns, and the indefinite articles a, an with singular nouns. Some, not an exact number. Use some in affirmative sentences, any in negative and interrogative sentences. Now let's look at this table. We have here positive sentences, singular, plural, negative sentences, and the questions. And we divide nouns into countable and uncountable. Now, for example, there is a kitten. It is singular form, and we use here there is and the indefinite article a. If it is plural, we say there are some kittens. As you see, are to be formed, and some, and the plural form of kitten. Negative form. It is formed with negative word not. There isn't a kitten. It is negative singular form. Is not. And the plural form, there aren't any kittens. Aren't, it is shortened form of are not. And the kitten, it is in plural, and before kitten we put any. It is in negative plural forms. And questions, how to make questions. Is there a kitten? We put verb to be, is, at the beginning of the sentence, and the plural form. Are there any kittens? Here we have just kittens in plural form, and the question sentence, just it is a question begins with the verb are. Uncountable nouns. There is some milk. As you see, in uncountable nouns there is no plural form. There isn't any milk. There is not any milk. It is uncountable noun with negative form. And the question, is there any milk? And it is also in singular form and the question. Now let's have some practice. What's on the table? rice on the table. And what do you think? Of course, there is some rice. Next, bottle of water on the table. Now, yes, there is a bottle of water. Water on the table. There is some water on the table. Meatballs on the table. Of course, there are some meatballs on the table. Cherries on the table. There are some cherries on the table. Now the next is, what do you think? Apple? There isn't an apple on the table. Fruit on the table. And your variant, what do you think? Of course, there is some fruit on the table. Bananas on the table, but no bananas. You say, there aren't any bananas on the table. Peach on the table. And the right variant, of course, there is a peach on the table. Bread on the table. And what do you think? Is there or no? Yes, of course. There is some bread because it is uncountable. Sausages on the table. Are there any sausages on the table? No. There aren't any sausages on the table. Of course. Good. It's good job. Orange on the table. Is there any orange on the table? Yes, there is an orange on the table. Now, our listeners